Bucks Fizz. It's 1981. John Lennon's just been killed. The country's in a deep recession. Unemployment's doubled in recent years, and with Thatcher at the helm, public opinion's bleak. At least they've just released the first affordable home computer, and toffee-nosed mongoloid Prince Charles is getting his end away with some little hottie. Meanwhile, musical couple Nicola Martin and Andy Hill decide to set up a group for the Eurovision Song Contest, using one of Andy's compositions. The successful auditionees are vocalist and performer Mike Nolan, a friend of Nicola's, vocalist and performer Rita Cruddington, also known as Cheryl Baker, singing builder Robert Gubby, aka Bobby G, and singing model and dancer Jay Aston. Britfilth Adonis, Michael Mary Nolan, a top-shelf specimen. Every feature, every contour, the eyes, teeth, skin, and that hair. I bet it smells great. The shameless excitability of a children's TV presenter, blended with the forced sexual energy of a cheap porn star. You wouldn't think twice if you caught him playing musical chairs with the pre-teens, nor would you blink if you caught him giving your nan a lap dance. A broad appeal that will help mask his lack of vocal ability. You gotta be sure that it's something everybody's gonna talk. Bobby G, a budget Mike Nolan, well presented but inferior in every way. With eyes like sheep's pussies and the teeth of a gerbil, he only pulls it off thanks to that hair. Without it, he's just Bob Gubby. Before you decide that the times are right for making your mind up. Bobby isn't happy singing "Don't Let Your Indecision Take You From Behind" with his hands on his hips, as he feels that it's gay and his mates on the building site have been ripping the piss out of him. But Andy likes it and insists. No complaints from Mike or the girls though. Don't let your indecision take you from behind. Trust your inner vision. So let's address the trouser snakes in the room. A vile but transparent insight into the lads. If we take a look at the outlines, we start to build an important picture. Mike's of average girth and length, facing the east, and laying horizontally on a firm bed of scrotum, suggesting a heavy load, whilst Bobby's draped to the southeast, appearing to have recently cleaned his pipes, allowing shaft overspill whilst highlighting a significantly larger appendage. Therefore, locker room dominance. The alpha. Don't let others change your mind. Try to look as if you don't care less, but if you want to see some more. Absolute filth. Those panties look as though they've slipped halfway up Cheryl's freshly shaved chuff. A buffet of premium sausage and gash to push it over the line for the UK. And it works. They unexpectedly come first, changing their lives overnight and scoring a #1 hit in the process. All 4 members have mediocre talent at best, but that's fine. In fact, it's great. Retaining real talent can be tricky, but these guys are going nowhere in a hurry. They follow it up with Piece of the Action, scoring them a #12, then One More Night, which hits #20. It's a decent run so far, and even though the positions appear to be slipping, we've got all 3 singles hitting the top 20, including a #1. The next single will change their trajectory though, a bona fide pop brand, or a Eurovision flash in the pan. Then in 1982 they released Land of Make Believe, scoring them their second #1, followed by My Camera Never Lies, another chart topper. Now we're talking. 5 consecutive top 20s featuring 3 #1s. They finished the year off with 2 more top 10s. Now those days are gone, and if you can't stand the heat, Then in 83, we get Run For Your Life, number 14, and When We Were Young, number 10. London Town becomes the first single not to enter the top 20, reaching 34, followed by Rules of the Game, number 54. The industry will afford them a bit of good faith, having been so profitable up until now, but they do need to pull it together. Talking in Your Sleep scores them a 15 in the summer of 84, but the next 3 singles struggle to chart. This unfolds to be the least of their problems though, when whilst travelling from a gig in Newcastle, their tour bus crashes into a lorry, almost killing them.
He was injured when the group's coach crashed near Newcastle on Tuesday night.
So the tour bus has crashed into a lorry, injuring everyone on board, most notably Mike, who spends some time in a coma, followed by an extensive recovery program to teach him to walk and talk again. I'll let Ian Glover-Smith tell you in his most serious news voice.
Nolan was transferred to this neurological unit in Newcastle overnight. He's critical with head and back injuries and's fighting for his life in the intensive care unit.
And here we have a small press conference, with our power couple Nicola and Andy at the helm, protecting their investment. Little does Nicola know that Andy and Jay have been putting in a bit of overtime in the studio, and that he's worried about his young playmate.
The doctor said there was a possibility of some sort of brain damage, but if that's the right term, but he said that's only a possibility, so there's also the possibility that he'd be 100%.
You've got to feel sorry for her, really. Yesterday she was living the dream, reaping the rewards of her and Andy's hard work. But today is the beginning of the end.
30-year-old singer was hurled through the window of the group's coach when it hit a truck near Newcastle on Tuesday night. Mike Nolan's clean-cut image helped Bucks Fizz win overnight fame in the 1981 Eurovision Song Contest.
Now in their soft rock phase, with leather trousers and guitars, Bobby's pretending to play a bass and Mike the guitar. The whole thing's on a backing track. But non-guitarists trying to fake it is the kind of cringe nectar that gets me out of bed.
This was their last appearance, just hours before the crash. Bucks Fizz have now cancelled their entire pre-Christmas tour.
While still recovering from the crash, the band face another hurdle. Nicola finally finds out that Andy's been borning Jay. Realising the impact that this will have on her relationship with Nicola, she runs for the hills and leaves the group, later being sued for breach of contract. Auditions are held to replace her. With 1,400 applicants, Shelley Preston is spotted in the queue and chosen as the winner before even singing a note. Now with a full lineup again, they pick up where they left off and release another single. Magical goes in at 57. They're flogging a dead horse here. It cost a few quid to hold those auditions, and the leather and lace threads, soft rock videos aren't cheap, but they've got to give the household brand a final roll of the dice. Almost a year later, in the summer of 86, they released New Beginnings, scoring them a number 8, and proving that the brand has legs beyond Jay's, and that even a lobotomized Mike, still unable to talk, with shit running down his leg, can still get through a set with the Fizz. Love the One You're With only scrapes into the top 50, and it's all downhill from there. 3 more flops later, and they decide to take a step back from the recording industry, focusing on live shows, nostalgic cabaret at caravan parks and pop festivals. It's 1990, and Shelley's feeling objectified, and had Grubby Gubby tear her skirt from her one too many times, complaining about a costume that says hot property across her chest. She now wants to be recognised as more than just a holiday park wank rag, and makes plans to fuck them off. In part 2, we'll be looking at the group's transition into the 90s and beyond, and the rollercoaster of yet another household brand, free-falling through the B and C-list cabaret circuit until they reach the end of the alphabet. Peace and love.